Alright, it's me. So, after recent developments, I've got a job for you, and I've arranged a meeting.
You've sat Ken and I'm the new host of the Sports News?
No, that's not what's happened.
You want me to replace Mike Rose? He's that sort of roaming disaster.
No, and I don't even know what that would be.
Jay is...
Well, I don't really feel like I know well enough to make a suitable joke at this juncture. No, it's not any of these things, Mr. Sports News. Am I on the KSI Logan Paul undercard? No, you're not. Look, I'm setting up a new team, and I want you to lead that team.
Management is about goddamn time.
No, it's a production position.
I'll take it.
In the north of England.
I am not
Working in Birmingham. Ridiculous. Words you didn't expect to hear at the start of this episode. We're in a new division.
That's right. Thames are now in the Eurostick Northern Premier Division. It is essentially the sister league to what we were playing in before, the Bostwick even. We're now in the Eurostick Northern Premier though. Doesn't really make any sense at all. Sheffield, Kings Lynn, Bournemouth FC. Some of those are in the north, some of them aren't. I don't really know what's going on. But the reality is, it doesn't really change all that much. The way things are going, if we get promoted again, hopefully that it'll just work out fine. We'll be in the south of the Vanarama. Everything will work out perfectly. This is just quite funny. But yeah, we'll enjoy it. You know, a new challenge, new teams. At least it's a bit more exciting. I was kind of building against the opposition from the previous division. This division, I think, is a little bit better. Take Bournemouth FC, for example. They've got Denny Bath as one of their players. Yeah, the one from Wolves. Yeah. I don't really know, viewers. I don't really know. Sometimes in lower league databases, things get a little bit confusing, and this does happen. So we'll just have to learn to live with it, and hopefully we'll come into the playoffs, as Bournemouth FC will almost certainly be winning the league. If they don't, they should be ashamed of themselves. And Denny Bath should join me and be part of a good team. Now, of course, we've had a summer period, which means that we have signed some fantastic new additions to the team. But first things first, let's focus on who we've released going forward. So in terms of released players, there's a few players on this list that I think will probably surprise you. We'll start off with some sad news. Joe Bai has left the team. He's off to become a scout. Not the best scouting ability ever, Joe, I must say, but he's left the club. Obviously a player that we enjoyed a lot, scored a lot of goals for us. In fact, if we can look through his career stats, that one season where he scored 10 goals with 9 assists, fantastic stuff, Joe. Thank you for your service. Antonius has left as well. He was a player that we brought in, didn't really feature too much. Oh boy. Lee's left. He didn't want to sign a new contract, and I wasn't prepared to offer him what he wanted. Playing for Thames isn't part of his career plan, although it definitely was part of it for a good number of years. This will probably be one of the most surprising ones. The attacking midfielder, Daniel Gray, has left the team. A change in system means that Daniel Gray is a little bit surplus to requirements. Didn't really put in the performances I was expecting him to. Had one very good year, and then once we took that step up, he never really one assist in 24 games. There's a reason he didn't feature as much last year, and was part of the reason I think we suffered a lot. The diamond wasn't really working out. And he was a major culprit of that. A few other players in there have left as well, but no names there that you'll be too familiar with. So that takes us on to the ends then. And the thing that's quite nice about this is I can show you the names and you'll still be a little bit like, who? So let's go through them one by one, and we'll start with Michael Smith. Now, Michael Smith is a 6-foot target man that is on a bit of money as well. He's got a contract, 20 years of age, previously of Canvey Island, where, surprisingly to me, didn't feature too much. Yes, he's only got 8 finishing, but those physicals and those mentals, I think he will work perfectly in a bit of a big man, little man combination. You're already thinking about the system, aren't you? You're wondering, I know what it is. But yeah, Michael Smith, the ginger assassin, will hopefully do wonders for us. And while we're here, let's put him along his new strike partner, Peter Pragley, which I think is a great little name. PP, we'll call it Peter Pragley. No, Pragley's fine. Pragley and Smith sound like a crime-fighting duo. I love that. I love everything about it. Like Rosemary and Thyme. Pragley and Smith, here for juicy. 3.5-star current ability with some potential as well. On loan from Newport County. Again, a player that's not featured all that much in his one game in the Vanarama National. He got 1 assist, but a Vanarama National standard player might just be the ticket. Some nice mentals on him, decent pace, great finishing, and should be a quite well-rounded player to play in this big man, little man combination. He's 5'10", so he's not actually really short or anything, but I think he and Smith could combine quite a nice partnership in this division. At least that's what we're hoping. So let's move over to that left-hand side. Of course, Joe Bai leaving. We needed a new left midfielder, and I think this could be the guy. Only 2-star current ability at 20 years of age. Tom Gillette, previously of Thames, which is about like Thames, but just tame, and has also played for Lewis, who we know have been a decent side in recent years. I think he'll fit in perfectly. Decent crossing, dribbling's a little bit suspect, as is his passing, but good mentals, good physicals, to play on that left-hand side, runs with the ball down the left-hand side. We're getting there, viewers. It's like we're doing a jigsaw, and we're figuring out the formation. Ian Thompson comes in on the other side. I've actually brought in a couple of right midfielders. Ian Thompson the first. Sorry, he's not Ian. It's not like he's a king. Ian Thompson, the first of the two right midfield. You got it. 3-star current ability, very good crossing. Physically, not fantastic, but good natural fitness, good work rate, good technique, and that's going to be important. Tries long-range passes, so that'll be interesting for our front two, how we'll get on with those. But yeah, a bit of potential about him, been around a little bit. I like him. And while we're on right-sided players, Jordan Brown, another one who can play in a slightly more advanced area, can also play in the deeper, sort of natural right-sided area, and yeah, has got a very similar attributes to the man we've just seen, but slightly better finishing, so you never know, we might see him score a few this year, but a good backup all the same. That then brings us to Nigel Black, who is another right midfielder. I've sort of gone in. This guy's a little bit more for the future, not necessarily for this year. Has got some nice attributes there, though. Free kicks, crossing, very, very pacey as well. So if we need someone sort of in the latter stages of games to turn and burn, he will probably be the guy. We've got him on a free from Millwall, so that's not too bad at all. He was released. You can see he's not really up to the Millwall standard, but around here, he'll do just fine. And then finally, Carl Connolly, who at left back is our most expensive wage per week we've had so far. £210. I've got a wage bill. No one else wants it, so we might as well give it to him. I think he's very, very well rounded and just makes our defence that little bit stronger. And yeah, I like him a lot. He's been around again, as they all have, viewers. Spent a little time at Watford, although never played. Hemel Hempstead is where he spent a lot of his career, most recently at Haverhill Borough, who I think are in our division actually. So he knows the division well, and I think that could well be important. So I guess we'll see how we get on. So there we are then. There's the 7 names. Of course, throughout the season we have the option to bring in other players, and I think that's probably quite likely. And the squad then now looks like this, and it's quite streamlined. It's quite thin. A lot of players have gone into the reserves. We did this last year. We're doing it again. There's just a lot of players in our squad that I don't necessarily think are fit for purpose anymore. But the likes of George O'Sullivan, who spent last year pretty much out of the whole thing. 4 games played, rarely featured. Does come back into the side. One of our youngsters has signed another contract and goes alongside a lot of other men. You've just figured the formation's been revealed, hasn't it? It's taken 5 years, viewers, but some of you have finally got what you wanted. I'm switching to the 4-4-2. And this then is going to be the lineup that I think we are going to begin with. The only issue I have are the fullbacks, who I wish were a little bit more attacking, but they're decent enough for this level. It is an area I will ongoingly look to improve for the rest of the season, but this is what we're looking at right now. I do think squad-wise, we're actually quite well set. Loads of George Tabin now are around, but not necessarily going to start games, but I think he's a great backup in lots of areas. Maybe also James Milner in that regard. So the lineup looks like this. We've got North Thurby today, and we're going to play that game for you right now. Taylor then will be in goal. Him and Michael Emery are sort of vying for that goalkeeping position. I think Taylor's probably the slight... Michael, I don't know what to say, Michael. Michael Emery watches these videos, and I feel awful. I'll tell you now, Michael, you're already one up on Elliot Taylor, who doesn't watch, so why don't you watch? So he's in goal. We've got Campbell, Heath, Coker and Connolly now at left back, a new player there. And then our midfield 4 in this first game especially will be Gillette. Or is it Gillet or Gillette? We're going to go Gillette. Or just Gillette, maybe like that. Hallahan, Squires, Thompson on that right hand side, Smith and Pragley, who sadly for us, I don't know, do we risk him today? Pulled groin? I don't think it's worth it. So what we'll do is we'll bring in Liam Kinnear, who we know has played a lot of football for us in recent years, and we know very well. I say recent years, last year. So he should be okay. Him and Smith as a front 2. Not too bad. I think not having Pragley in this first game, bit of a shame. I think I'm going to call him Pragley a lot by accident. That's going to be fun for you. You're definitely not getting annoyed about that. Now with the 4-4-2, I'm going to clear all of these instructions and we're going to start back to basics and see how we do in these first couple of games. The promotion possibilities for this season are not particular. I mean, they're not that high. We are expected to get relegated, and Bournemouth, who have got, I mean, I'll just remind you folks, Danny Bath, not fair. They're expected to go up. You'd be shocked to see. Oh, you might be. Some of you will be thinking he's valued at nothing. Ben, sign him. Not a chance. So this then should be interesting. It's Lynch. It's Alex Lynch. I thought it could be Jay Lynch from the Salford Story. It's not. Financially, we have literally no money. We did get a little bit of income this season so far, more so than in recent times through things like gate receipts. Basically, I tried to get some decent big friendlies in. I thought Bayern's second team and PSG reserves would bring in the crowds. Total of 49 people for those 2 games. Ipswich and Derby, though, 2,200. Work that one out. By the way, the 0-0 against PSG reserves is is ridiculous. They've got players like Ku Dong Jin, who's worth 5.5 million. So does he want a loan signing? Wants to play with high quality players. Well, you couldn't even beat me, mate, so embarrass him. So there we are then. This season is going to be tough. It's going to be tricky, but I think we've got enough about us to do the job. I'm now debating whether we play Liam Danan instead of Kinnear. I'm going to go with Danan. I think Danan and Smith's probably a better partnership, although Liam Kinnear's pace I just think is dangerous. We can bring him on, can't we? Late doors, we can bring him on. Right then, first game of the season. The first game with a 4-4-2. We are back to basics. It's almost like we're starting again a little bit. New division, the way that we've got the system and instructions. Like, I know there's people are going to look at this and go, this is madness, Ben. Put some instructions on. For now, I'm going to play nothing. I'm going to figure out what our squad is capable of when playing in a 4-4-2. I'm going to try and give it sort of 10 games. I think the balance in the midfield is okay. A defensive player, and Squires, who's on automatic, which is very similar to box, actually. Gets up and down, is the link between the defence and the attack. Hopefully he'll do that job. But the important thing for me is everyone's playing in their natural positions, the positions they're most happy in. And at some point, I'll probably want to put a playmaker in there, but I don't really have one right now. So here we are then. They're playing a 4-3-3. Where in North Ferriby predicted to finish? Probably look at that before we play this game. North Ferriby. I mean, they're from the north, which makes sense. They are predicted to finish mid-table. Well, we like mid-table, so we'll give that a go. Kevin Boateng. That isn't okay. Can you? If that was Kevin, I mean, he's good. Flipping heck, and he plays in this division, does he? Oh, we are in so much trouble this year. Okay then, boys, can we get off to the perfect start and get ourselves a win? We've strengthened a little bit across the side. Our reputation, I'm just going to say now, is a problem. Like, our ability to bring it. We're 5 minutes in. Well, I guess Liam Kinnear is going to play then. I can't believe it. Welcome to the new season, everyone, where Liam Danan gets an injury within minutes. Literally minutes. I can't believe it. I can't believe that's the way we're going to start this year. It's first chance for us. Thompson, ball in. Coker's there, heads over. First chance of the game, first chance of the season. 27 minutes gone and we go close. Now it's a chance for them maybe. I have absolutely no... Like, we were predicted to finish about mid-table. Oh, sorry, down the bottom last year. We finished mid-table. So I do wonder this year if that'll be the case again as Kinnear drives forward. Ball into the middle perhaps. Smith's there. Smith with a header. It's the little man, big man combination. Maybe this is the dream team, or probably not. But this is the partnership for now. And Kinnear's pace, he gets down there, and Smith, the ginger assassin, gets down there. Look at him there. He's got a lovely red head of hair as well. Kinnear's ball in, and a lovely header. What a leap on the man. The keeper's nowhere. Half an hour gone. Thames 1. North Ferriby 0. If we're not, do I have to put Northern? I could do Northern from now on, if you like. I could speak a little bit more like I love gravy or something like that. Nah, probably not. Just keep it as it is, Ben. Your accent's indistinguishable as it is. Don't confuse it. So at half time, a 1-0 lead. This Michael Smith goal has done the job. 20 years of age, out from Canvey Island for 1 game, 1 goal. What a career! I'm proud of him. I'm very proud of him. The way things are going, you're capable of even better. I'm going to tell the midfield as well, passionately, very happy with your playmaking efforts. They love it. I love the fact you can now do it like this in a much simpler fashion. Thank you, SI. That's a good improvement. Okay, 45 minutes. I mean, right now we're a top half team. Something we should be proud of, and I am proud of. Goal kick though. For us, up towards Smith, 6 foot, and wins headers. Like, actually, I don't think he did win it, but Squires picks it up in the midfield, out to Gillette on this side, who plays a ball in towards Smith, who gets there first. Oh, he's hit the crossbar. Smith! What? The goal! Go for the goal! Oh, go for the goal should not be that should not be something I shout from the sidelines to a striker. And now North Ferriby with a chance. Kershaw. Oh, it's hit the post and gone in. Oh, we hit the post and it didn't go in. The luck of them. I mean, Inman there throws it into Pratt, who plays it across, and it's a first time strike from Kershaw, and Taylor could maybe do a bit, but would Michael have saved it? That's what he'll be wondering. Well, it's 1-1, back on level terms. You are joking. Pratt, he's through on goal. Pratt, Taylor with a big save. Okay, showing a bit of form now. Obviously, we're playing with no instructions, so I'm putting the team out there, and we're seeing how they do. Now, of course, I might want to exploit the flanks in the future. I might want to retain possession at the same time. Maybe look for an overlap. The issue being, I don't really have the defenders to do that. Jack Hallahan in the centre is having an indifferently poor game. I might bring O'Sullivan in to play as this defensive midfielder. He's not a natural in it. We could play him slightly deeper, as we have done before, as the ball-winning midfielder. We've done this sort of thing before. It's not too dissimilar, though, so we're gonna give it a go. Welcome O'Sullivan back to the team. Of course, had a leg break last year, so missed a large portion of it. But this first game of the season, I'm very hesitant to make changes. I'll take a point first game of the season, get us off the mark. As the time ticks away, 20 seconds to go, and I've got to say, I think that's probably going to be that. We didn't have Prangley to play in that first game with Smith, and I think that might have been the difference. Those two strikers, I think, this year could score a lot of goals between them. As the game comes to a close then, Thames 1, North Rugby 1. That's not too bad. I think when you look at where we're predicted to come this year, we'll take a point all day, every day. The worst thing we can do is start with a defeat. That happened last season, and it set the stage for an indifferent year. Hopefully this year, things are slightly better. And that then, viewers, is going to bring us to the end of the episode. If you've enjoyed it, do let me know in the comment section and leave a like as well. Why not? There should be almost a full week of Thames this week. A bit of a tricky week scheduling-wise because I'm busy, but I'll do my best to get a video up every day, 5 p.m, and I'll see you again for more. Elsewhere then, Lancaster atop. We're 14th. 14th. This is not another year. I can sense it now. Liam Danan is out for 3 months with broken ribs. Off to the specialist. That's Liam Danan to the specialist is the most expensive transfer I've made. That explains everything. And I'll see you again soon then. We love with care. For me, that's been you until next time. Goodbye. So a new season begins. A massive shout out to some of the guys over on Patreon who have supported recently. Ruben B, Ken L, and Rami. Thank you so much for the support, guys. And I will see you tomorrow for more. Full week of Thames coming your way.